What a week it has been, huh? Got that nice little new beer video out there. That's pretty cool. Have ourselves a drink real quick. We had a lot of fun doing that video. This is going to be a not on camera video. So just going to be fiddling around here for a minute. Let me pour myself a beer. I hope y'all enjoyed that video, by the way. I had quite a bit of fun making it. And definitely plan to make a few more. It's just starting with the pumpkin beer season. So you know how that goes. But the problem is, I had so much fun that I accidentally fell asleep and broke with my costume on, and kind of broke my costume hat. And I really liked this hat. I thought it was a nice little flower hat. You know how I like my flower hats. And I thought to myself, well, Candy, we're an arts and crafts channel, so why don't we remake this hat? There's at least 3 or 4 different colored pumpkins on there, and these things came packaged with at least 3 different color palettes for the pumpkins themselves. We plan to do a few more of these pumpkin beer videos, so why don't we take this, break it down into 3 or 4 different hats? So that's what we're going to be doing. And this is just going to be an off-the-camera video. We're going to be showing you the artistic process and talking as we go. So with that out of the way, let's get started. First things first, since this is going to be a reconstruction, we're gonna look at our pumpkin hat and see what parts are busted, see what parts still work. We're going to take apart all this excess stuff. We're just going to set it aside. We're going to take these little bits out. Don't need them right now. We'll use that on a different one. Try to get as much of that off there as possible without messing up the outer layer. We already did. As you can see, these are made out of expanded polystyrene foam and then covered in a latex paint layer. Makes them look really cool though. So that side we're going to need to hide. Keep the pumpkins we're going to use on the side right there. These other ones, I'm just going to take those off and put them for a future one. What are we keeping? How much of this can we salvage? And how much of this are we going to have to just rebuild? For the most part, it looks like the top layer is the part that got messed up the most. That's fine. This is just held on with hot glue, no big deal. I do like these gold leaves, so we'll keep some of those around it. Just the orange pumpkins on this one. So now we got this whole top bit here. Oh, it did come off good. Okay. This whole top part right here. And as you can see, these hats are not the most sturdiest of hats. They're costume hats. They're not meant to be sturdy. They're meant for costumes. We make the base of them out of cardboard. Cardboard and duct tape. And we got all these little flowers. We poked holes on the inside and glued them in place. So we're going to keep that because we like that. This top part here, I decided we're going to go with a big old pumpkin on top of that. That was what we're going to do there. Then we'll have a couple of little pumpkins off on the side, and I think that'll work out really nicely. So that's what we're going to get into from here. But first, we need to rebuild this bit right here. Okay, so we're letting the hot glue gun heat up. And what we're going to do is just with some hot glue, don't just glue this top on top of this to help stabilize it. All right, now for the sake of the camera, I'm going to be trying to use my right hand with some of this footage because I'm left-handed naturally, and that just sucks to catch things on camera. So what we're going to do is just lay down a little hot glue. And if this comes across as a little clumsy and awkward, well, it's very clumsy and awkward for me because I'm using my non-dominant hand right now to apply hot glue. They just want to be fussy with me. There we go. I'm just going to glue the lip together. You want to be careful when you're using hot glue so you don't burn the shit out of your hands, but Somehow, some way, for some reason, you always end up burning the shit out your hands anyhow. I don't know how the fuck it happens, but it do. Yeah, this is the boring side of arts and crafts, and a lot of hot glue. Okay, so at this point, the hot glue is pretty stable. It's drying. It's dry enough to where I can fiddle around with it. So now it's about placing this pumpkin on there. And I'm thinking we just put it right about here. Maybe on an angle like that. With a bit of an angle to it. So I think what we're going to do here, we're going to take some wooden dowels like this. I'm going to put them on the sides of the pumpkin here so it'll give it a slight elevation. That'll work. This is really easy to just put these in there like that because it's just foam. You just take it. There you go. We'll do a few more of that just to stabilize it a little bit, and then we'll get on to doing the glue. Now, while I let the pumpkin dry on here, I figured I'd go ahead and glue on some of these smaller pumpkin bits over those spots where I had the white pumpkins at. Yeah. So I just want to go ahead and say, you saw the dowel rods. This hat is meant for decorative purposes only. Okay. I only wear these for my videos. I would never wear this to a fashion show or to go fight crime or some weird bullshit like that. This is just for decorative purposes. This is a costume hat. These pieces right here, if you got super rough and tumble with this, that could hurt you. So if you're going to make something like this for yourself, just remember it's a costume piece. It ain't meant for like full contact sports. So, you know, be advised. I mean, there's alternatives you could use to where it's less dangerous for your head if you end up like bumping it or some shit like that. But for what we're doing, this is fine. I'm gonna hot glue this on the spot while that's still wiggling and jiggling, jiggling and wiggling. Yeah, I almost got that mystery spot right there. That's the problem with that one. Oh, mystery solved. Scooby-Doo-Doo. Maybe we could put some of these pumpkin chunks in there. Or are we flying too high, Icarus? Oh, Icarus, I think we're flying too high. Okay, I guess I didn't fly too high after all, Icarus. Went ahead and put down some more pumpkins while we were waiting on that shit to dry. Since we got those little things like that set up. So we went ahead and glued down this one here. Oh, no, we didn't. I'm a liar. What we're going to do is go ahead and once this hot glue is set, we're going to glue that down. And that should do it for tonight, for the most part, for this piece. Now, I wanted to also talk about the channel a little bit because I know there's some people probably asking, so is that what we're going to be doing from here on out? Or are we going to be doing drink reviews and shit like that instead of just talking about art? No. We're still going to talk about art. We're still going to do art-related content. We are an art channel. But I do happen to like to drink. And drinking can be an art. Making cocktails can be an art. So I don't know. I think we might do some more drinking videos, testing things out, seeing how they taste. Maybe do some wines. I'm quite partial to wine. Be kind of fun to try some of them out. Just got a bottle of Dolly Parton wine. I've been meaning to pop that thing open. So yeah, we're going to be doing drink taste testing videos as well, and maybe some cocktail videos too. But they're going to be on their own little playlist there. It's one of those things. I don't know how many views this video is going to get, or well, not this video, but the beer tasting videos are going to get. And I don't really care. As much as I enjoy people watching the videos, I never really think about how many views they're going to get. I like to make videos that I find fun about subjects and things that I find interesting. So as long as I find it fun and interesting, I'm going to keep making videos about it. Now, I'm planning to make at least 3 or 4 hats. So there's going to be at least 3 or 4 outfits that are going to be fit for this content. So we may not talk about every type of alcohol under the sun, but I am kind of partial to pumpkin beer. So we're going to try a few. Might as well. I mean, I've got the opportunity to, so I might as well. That's how I look at it. And I think that'll do for now as far as setting off our pumpkins. I'm going to let all this dry. I'm going to let that Gorilla Glue dry. You'll notice that there's still some gaps in here. I think what we're going to do is fill those up with leaves. But for the most part, the body is reclaimed, repurposed. Still a lopsided pumpkin hat, which is fine. I like the pumpkin hats to be lopsided. I think it works well with the personality. This is going to be our orange piece. We'll probably wear this one again in one of our future videos. So now it's on to figuring out what we're going to do with these green and white ones. All right, so now we're going to be working on night 2, and we're going to be working on the striped pumpkins. We're going to work on a striped pumpkin hat. Now, when I'm mapping out my hats, I got a vague idea of what I want to do. I don't have a full-on idea, but I want them to go with the outfits that I'm going to be, I realize it probably look better if I have my hand here. I want the outfits to match the hat. You know what I'm saying? I want it to work together rather than just being like a thing on top of something that doesn't work well. For this one here, I think I've got a nice brownish paisley piece that I think will work well with this. I mean, most of my dresses and stuff are mod fashion because I'm a big fan of the 60s, 70s mod fashion look. So we're going to come up with something fun with this. But the first thing we need to do is create ourselves a pill hat, because that's what we usually use for our base form for most of our flower hats or fairy hats is a pill hat pattern. So we're going to make this out of cardboard and taping it into a circle. That's going to work as the main part of our pill hat. Is we're going to cut this about halfway through. Doesn't have to be perfect because again, this is all going to get covered up. And it should give us enough length to do what we need to do. Because I got a big ass head, so I need a lot of big ass cardboard. Now we're gonna do some duct tape. Now watch this shit fucking fold on itself. Almost. Ooh. I cannot tell you how many times you want to have a little bit of the duct tape over it. I cannot tell you how many times I have fucking done duct tape. And, you know, that sounded weird. I probably could have worded that better. I put on duct tape and the damn thing will fold on itself and just be a complete unusable mess. I absolutely hate that shit. It's so damn annoying. All right, I'm going to wrap this around my head and we're going to measure it out. But you want to keep in mind what kind of hairstyle or wig style you're going to be using with these hats too when you're making them. I think for this one, we're going to use a pixie wig rather than a long one like the last one. So having a hat that's just a cute little topper on top of that would work out really well, I think, rather than a big old giant crown like we had last time. I mean, we got plenty of these pumpkins. There's a whole buttload of them pumpkins. So it's going to be a pretty high hat. But hopefully we can get it all in frame. You want to roll it so that it fits better. And gives you that more circular shape. I think that's a good top. A good size. It'll be a relatively large piece. Do a couple of pumpkins. You know, I think that'll work. I think what we're going to do for this is, because we're more than likely going to have a chin strap on this hat because of the fact that it's going to be a high up on there, and I usually put a chin strap on those types of hats. I'm thinking we'll do like this rope across this and maybe sneak in a little bit there to fit. You know, as a loop, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do next. But first, before we do that, we're going to put this down on another piece of cardboard. I'm going to take ourselves a little Sharpie. We're going to go in here. We're going to draw around. So that we got the top. Now, it's not perfect. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. This hat's going to be kind of lopsided and funky, which is fine because it's going to be covered up with lopsided and funky objects. So, you know, critique my haberdashery all you want. Free to judge if you want to. Make your own hat. I'm good with it. Fit. Yeah, that'll work. We'll make it work. We'll just tape it up on the sides, and we'll go in and hot glue the bottom of that real quick. Last piece right there. That should be enough to secure that on there. And again, all this is going to be covered up. So yeah, there we go. Little pill hat. Set that there. Okay. Take the other side. The reason we did that is because these ones have those little tapey things on the ends of them like aglets. So it'll be easy to do this with. Again, this is not meant for full contact sports. I'm sure this is absolutely unflattering footage. We're just laying down a thick layer of hot glue in here. Can't see that. Can't see shit. Not perfect. There you go. Now, I'm going to place a rope on top of that. Smush it down. I think I'm wearing gloves, huh? I decided to wear gloves because of how funky my nails look. Okay, so we got them glued in place now. That'll work out pretty well for tying. All right, now let's start lowering, throw these in there. It's dry enough to do that. We can do that now. It's okay. It's okay. It's dry enough. So let's go ahead and start hot gluing this rest of this rope onto that. We'll start on this side. We'll lay down our lines right there. We're probably going to be doing a lot of jump cuts of work footage because I honestly don't have a lot to say while I'm working because I'm trying to concentrate, but I'm just explaining what we're doing. And I think from there, we'll just cut so I can get to actually doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I think that works out. We're going to turn it, and we're just going to start rolling it around. Okay? So that's the next part. To do this in pieces, we don't just wrap the whole damn thing around at once because it's easy to get thrown off track if you do it in large segments. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, honestly, because it's a costume piece, it not being perfect makes it look better. The flaws are the parts that make things look good. It's not something that's just manufactured. You made this. It's handmade. Handmade things have flaws. No matter how flawless somebody wants to say it is, handmade things have flaws. And those flaws are beautiful. Okay, so we're about done wrapping it up. It's coming along pretty well. A few more wraps around and we'll be ready to get on to the next part. But you might be able to see, if you look really super close, you might be able to see some of the cardboard and duct tape underneath it. But when I'm filming this, you ain't going to see that. So, now that you know it's there, you'll probably notice it. But yeah, more likely you ain't going to notice it. That's fine. Again, this is just for camera purposes, All right. So as you can see, a lot of stuff has changed up here since the last second I was on there. So we're mapping things out. I like to put things down when I'm mapping things out. So we got this one side here. It's got that little loopy thingy. And it's okay. I like that. Okay. This is going to be our facing forward side. This is going to be the side that's facing forward. I'm thinking what we're going to do with this side here is we're going to slide a wire in there that we can attach some feathers and other embellishments jutting off on the side. And on this side, we're going to make it lopsided. So I want this side to be a little more elevated with the pumpkins and a little puff of an accent piece off on the other side. So let's go ahead and snip this up and then see if we can work it in there. We got them in there. Now what I think we're going to do is kind of intertangle them a bit. Kind of stick with that pumpkin-y theme because it makes it look more like a vine when they're all bundled together like that. Tilt some of that down. There. There's a spot that's going to be covered up. We'll probably put some like leaves or some shit down right about there. Yeah, we'll let that sit. You'd be surprised how much glue I go through. Actually, you probably wouldn't be if you're watching these videos. I mean, it's pretty obvious I go through a lot of glue. Dowel rods. Snap. Yeah. Then we'll put this one here. That. Oh, it's in there. So we're almost done at this point. Went ahead and secured another pumpkin on there. And we added some things on in between takes. So let's go over it. We glued some string down and draped some beads across the bottom of it. Got my little Pan Pride buttons on there, my little Pan Pride beads on there as well. And we started tacky gluing in some gold leafing to fill in some of these gaps. What we're doing is basically poking holes into it and then putting the leaves in there with some tacky glue, and that'll set overnight and it'll dry up and be pretty good. And we're pretty much done with this almost. What we need to do now is take these little berries that we got here, and we're going to glue those in place in those extra holes around here. So let's do that and we'll be right back. Okay, here's where we're at so far on this. See, it's going to definitely cover up them spots that need to be filled in. So we're going to do a few more and then we'll come back. I know it was very anticlimactic because I did it all off camera, but here we go. There we are. Look at how pretty that is. It's just going to be on the front side because that's the only side you're going to see. I mean, you know, these are pretty forward facing pieces. So, yeah, should look pretty good on camera. Hopefully it'll work well with the outfit. Anyways, with the second hat pretty much done, we're going to fill it up off camera. I'm not worried about that because it's kind of a pain in the ass to film while I'm working. The next one we're going to be working on is going to be the brown pumpkins. Well, we went ahead and skipped a bit between takes. What we did was we went ahead and glued down these little bejeweled pieces in between the grooves of the pumpkins. We got 4 of these, and I'm going to do is want to mix them with these. We got a nice little elegant look to it. You know what I'm saying? Big pumpkin, little pumpkin. Then we got this nice little pill hat form that we've already started. We just need to glue down the top to it. Originally, see those holes there? We were going to put this mesh tubing through it and glue that on top of it. But what we're going to do instead is take these cheap little bows that I got at the Dollar Tree, because I got 2 of these, and we're going to wrap those around this. Okay. Then we're going to use these blue beads across the bottom to fill that in. So that's what we're doing right now. We're getting our hot glue gun heated up, and we're going to get to that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out the top for this. So we're just going to glue on top with the hot glue gun. That should be going right now. There we go. Trying to make this video a little faster here at the end because I realized that we're going on like 30 minutes. Y'all stuck out this long watching into the video. If you're still sticking around watching, thumbs up to you. Y'all a real trooper. Alrighty, let's go ahead and just top this on there. Let it sit for a bit. Okay, so while that is drying, what we're going to do is figure out the placement of our pumpkins on the top. I'm thinking we could probably fit. Yeah, we could. Bear with me now. Don't let gravity fool you. I think we could fit about 3 of these bad boys on there. Yeah, what we'll do is we're gonna put toothpicks in them. Got these nice little toothpicks. I'm just gonna stick it. Oh. Okay, now we need to do one for both of them. This is what we call the Lucky Pierre of the group, because never mind. Well, that's a fucked up looking toothpick, isn't it? Goodness. Alrighty. Oh, how's that milky cookies? Oh, we're just getting these pumpkins pumped. Pump them pumpkins. Yes, yes. Okay, so here we are. We've got them glued together. Look how neat that looks. It's gonna look really cool. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay down a couple of tracks here. We'll lay this down on top of that. Where roughly even on there. Okay. Right about there. It's gonna look really fucking sick. It's gonna look so damn sick. Ooh, it's gonna look so motherfucking sick. Yes, yes. Get in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got the tiny pumpkins. Oh. A lot of this shit's gonna get cut out. Don't worry. You getting where we're going with this? You seeing where we're going? Are you getting the plan? Are you seeing the scheme? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Oh, it's coming together. It's coming together, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We're making a pumpkin muffin. Oh, yeah. Making a pumpkin muffin. As soon as that motherfucker will actually sit. It's a pumpkin muffin hat. Yeah. Pumpkin muffin. Oh my god. Yes. Alright, so I'm just kind of experimenting a bit off camera here with how we're going to lay this out because the bow is basically just little thin scraps. So that's fine. It's fine. We're figuring things out as we go. So far, what we've done is glued a couple of them down. Now you'll notice that there's gaps there. We're going to figure something out for that, and we'll come back to that. Just got one more I got to do right about there. And yeah, we're just doing this the most half-assed way, just hot gluing that shit, because hot glue works a lot faster than like other glues do. So, you know, just how it goes. It might take a little longer to set. It gets it down fast, and that's what we need right now while we're puzzle making, puzzle filling out here, figuring shit out. Now we know the majority of this is going to be covered up by them beads, so I don't need to do too much figuring shit out here. See, majority of that's going to be completely covered up. You're only going to see a little bit of it at the top. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll use that side for the bow. Yeah, that'll work. Told you we figured it out. Got it glued down. Looks pretty nice. Got the bow on there, covering up some of our mistakes. You're not going to see that bit. This is going to be the front end. So now what we're going to do, since we got that bow right there, I want the face where there's a little hint of the bow. So it's going to sit about that way on the head. We're going to put a little jewel right there to cover that bit up. We need to have an embellishment around here. I think what we're going to do for that embellishment is just going to throw down a little hot glue. Oh, the wonders of hot glue. Add a couple of these in there. I got these off of a bouquet, a seasonal bouquet that you can get at like your Wally World and shit like that. That's where we got it at, was Wally World. I think it's supposed to be hay. That reminds me of this really funny scene in the remake of Night of the Living Dead, one that fucking Tom Savini did. There's a part in it where Barbara is running through a fucking field, and just as she passes these hay barrels, she literally yells out, "Hey!" just as they're in shot. And that was, I know it wasn't intentional, but that was some of the funniest fucking shit I'd seen in that entire movie. And I know it wasn't meaning to be funny, but that whole fucking scene just blew the tension out the second she ran by them hay barrels and yelled, "Hey!" It's like, yeah, no shit, that is hay. Let's put that little Julie on there. Okay. Alrighty. Just put Julie right there. Look at that sexy hat. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up off camera. You'll see this in a video soon. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video off at this point because this thing's been going on for over 30 minutes. And if you're still watching this, we really appreciate your views. We really do, because y'all troopers sticking around this long watching me make hats. I plan on shooting the next beer video tomorrow. So that's gonna be fun. We'll see which one gets uploaded first. Anyways, this has been Candy Dandy. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good one.